any means necessary. And when I see by any means necessary, it hits just a little bit different. Okay, drop the island emoji in the chat box if you understand. We have a brand new islander on the block on this call with us. When is the last time y'all have seen Trade House drop an islander? When is the last time you saw Launchpad drop an islander? When is the last time you saw Fire drop an islander? I can't even remember who the last one was. But I'm looking at Mr. RJ Hewitt, who went and got this done by any means necessary. It's some of us who hit the island and haven't been back since we hit it. This call is going to teach you how to get it and how to keep it. So if you all are ready to get into this information, notebooks out, drop me a 111, and I'm going to get things started. Mr. Hewitt, you know it's me, so you know there's a presentation. You know that we're following up the value with value. So when you all can see my screen, when it's clear and apparent, let's see if I can, y'all see RJ up there shared. Let's see, oh, that's share. I'll present this bad boy. Hold on. I'm new here, guys. New. Is it like a present button? If not, I can just blow it up. Let's see. Technical difficulties. On top right, thank you. Right here. Oh, right. Oh, boom, present. There we go. God will do it. The mentee must outwork the mentor. There we go. Okay, so this call is titled By Any Means Necessary, and we're going to acronym it by BAM. Can everybody type the word BAM in the chat box? And if you're on an iPhone, when you type BAM, an emoji is going to pop up. Can we drop that emoji if your iPhone is up to date and do it? There we go. Talk to me, Aaron Evans. Talk to me, Derek Lately. Talk to me, Saray Blakeney. Talk to me, Sim. Talk to me, Zoom user. Talk to me, somebody. Talk to me, Jada. Talk to me, Malik. Talk to me, CB. That's what we're going to use today to communicate. That's going to be our BAM. Drop the BAM emoji if you know that RJ Hewitt just put the camp on his back. Just put us in position. Just showed us what it looks like to drop rank. Just showed us we still got it. We still here. We still making it happen. We not letting up. Because that's what I felt on Sunday when we put things out there. That's what I felt on Sunday when we filled the flames, filled the chats, and went crazy. So I'm going to start this training with none other way than the thing that got Mr. RJ Hewitt and myself here more than anything else, which is a prayer. Dear God, thank you for this training. Thank you for this information. Thank you for the value that's going to be passed. Thank you for the ears that are going to receive it. Thank you for giving this knowledge to us so that we can extend it to others. Thank you for keeping us in phase one, Lord. Thank you for helping us to never lose sight of why we're here, our purpose, and the calling you have on our lives. And I just ask that everybody who receives this is identified of their own and pushes towards it every single day and never stops working. In your son, Jesus' name. Amen, amen, amen. Let's get into the information. I have to follow my time because I have to pass this off to a GOAT. And if you all know me, fun fact, I used to be a youth pastor. It's like a fun fact. A lot of people don't know that. I was a youth pastor, Pastor T. So whenever you see me come with these scriptures, verses, words, acronyms, metaphors, it's because I grew up in the church and that was all they gave me. That was all I knew. All right. Can you all see my screen? I don't know if it's me. Y'all can see my screen? Yes, no, maybe. Y'all can or you cannot. There we go. Okay, bet. Let's get into it. All right, so let's start things off the right way. The first thing I want you all to understand, when you all saw RJ's caption for his Platinum 1000 flyer, what scripture did you see at the bottom? Romans 8:28. Why? Because it's something that we stand upon. Every time me and Mr. Hewitt talk, we speak about scripture, we speak about life, we speak about uplift, we speak about, amen. Our whole text thread is full of the word Shabbat because of how much we speak about the word. So I want you all to look at this scripture closely. Romans 8:28. And we know that God causes everything to work together for the good of those who love God and are called according to his purpose for them. I'm going to say it one more time. And we know that God causes everything to work together for the good of those who love God and are called according to his purpose for them. It doesn't matter what religion you are, who you praise, who you serve to. If all things work together for the good of those who love blank and are called according to their purpose, I promise you understanding your alignment will make this make a little more sense. So when you look at this slide, there's one word I want you to focus on, and it's right here, together. Together. You can write down the whole scripture, you can screenshot it, you can highlight it however you must, but I want you to focus right here on the word together. Simply because I think it's too many of us that wants all things to work alone. Wants all things to work just me. All things to work myself. All things to work, I got this. All things to work, I'm going to do it my way. And that's why it's not working. He said all things must work together. That means we're not doing this by ourselves. We're doing it as a unit. Me and Mr. RJ Hewitt work together. The call is titled By Any Means Necessary. Drop a 2 in the chat box if you understand that the prefix by means two. Bicycle, 2 wheels, binary, trading in 2 directions, bi-weekly, getting paid every 2 weeks. So why do we come in this business and want to do it singularly? It means two or more. I have to give the utmost gratitude and appreciation for Mr. RJ Hewitt. Drop a one if your mentor has ever left this business. If you ever had an upline depart from this business. Mr. RJ Hewitt, he didn't even lose two. He didn't even attempt buy. He lost three. Buy plus one. All his uplines dipped. He was looking like Will Smith in the house. Where they at? Help me. Drop a two if you understand that me and Mr. Hewitt was in this thing by ourselves. BY. It was just us. We was just getting by. Let me chill. Okay? So what we're going to do, we're going to use these next 15 minutes to tell you all how togetherness changed the entire game. How working together is what made this thing happen by any means necessary. So I'm going to get into the stew. I don't like to get trapped behind slides, but I'm going to show you all this stew. The first thing that me and Mr. Hewitt talk about every single day is attracting higher. Write this down. Y'all see the mountains in the back. Don't play. Attracting higher. Okay? And the first thing I need us to understand, in order to attract higher, you have to be higher. Okay, a lot of us say, dang, Tia, everybody in my business doing the same thing. Nobody in my business wants to work. Nobody in my business is going hard. Nobody in my business wants to like me. Well, guess what? Your business is a reflection of you. If the people you're bringing in aren't working hard enough, bring in harder working people. Or shift the mentality of those in your business to want this more than you. This is how we start to attract higher and higher. Drop a one in the chat box if you are a JO person. If you listen to his PD, you follow the rules, because I think some of us are just listening to PD. We're just hearing it, but we haven't quite applied it fully just yet. We haven't quite put it into our lives just yet. And that's the determining factor. If you want to attract higher, you have to be a little bit higher. And I don't want to say all the words. I'm going to let you hear it from a young man by the name of Mr. Justin Owens.
The reality is most people in here just aren't working it hard enough.
Period.
There's a lot of people in here right now. The reason you're not where you want to be is you aren't developed enough to where you're going to attract the right people. I can say that because I was that person. Go to the country club where they hang out and see if you would fit in. Now, am I saying that you have to change who you are and all this? No, you don't. But if you want to attract the people that you want in your business, you're going to have to change something.
Dude, does that make sense? Drop a 7 if you understand. If you want to attract the people you want in your business, you're going to have to change something. How are you going to get to 6 figures doing the same thing you're doing right now? Do you really want to look the same way you do right now when you're up a couple mil? I don't. I want there to be a shift. I want to look different. I want to walk different. I want to move different. Some of us are just a little too stuck in the way we used to be, and it's hindering us from what we were called to be. When we talk about attracting higher, it means that you're doing something different. You're changing your look. A lot of us, you've hit P150, you've hit P6, and your Instagram looks the same way it did when you were a customer. It looks the same way it did when you first started. You're on the same level and same vibrations as before. Your business is going to operate on the frequency that you operate on. So that's what it means when we talk about you have to change. Drop a C if that makes sense. The next thing I want to talk about is your chicken list. Mr. Hewitt, this is where it gets real. Your chicken list. Okay? When we talk about by any means necessary, your chicken list is simply the list of people that you're afraid to tell about your business. Everybody has one. Can we be transparent? Drop a 2 if you have a chicken list. The list of people where you're afraid of telling them about this because you don't know what they're going to think of you, what they're going to say back, or if they're going to really do it. So you avoid them and you only tell the business to people you think that are going to start. And they don't start either. The chicken list. Literally, I had to start attacking my chicken list in order for things to change in this business. I had to go straight at it. There's a girl on Instagram right now. Her brand just got approved by, I think, East Bay or something like that. I hit her up. I said, hey, sis, I see you're in Atlanta. Let's do brunch sometime. She said, I would love to. You're so consistent. I said, facts. One of these days, you're going to let me make you rich. She said, I truly believe that. Just reach out. If you want what's best for your business, you have to attract what's higher by elevating your perception, making yourself look better, making yourself attractive. Start acting like your 7-figure self. Start moving like your 8, 9, 10-figure self, and you'll see a difference in the way that you're moving. Drop a 2 if the chicken list is making sense. Because what I want you all to understand, if you're afraid to talk to people, you're scared to make them rich. That's the house phone. I'm doing a call. I'm going to have to catch up with you. If you're afraid to talk to people, you're afraid to make them rich. You're afraid to give them wealth. You're afraid to put them in position. Okay? And the sad fact is that you don't want yourself to be one of the people you're afraid to talk to. For some of us, the biggest person that we're scared to check, scared to improve, scared to help is ourselves. It's almost as if we need to reclose ourselves. Drop a 1 if you understand the art of reclosing yourselves. Still coming to events, still going to informationals, still showing up in the room, still getting inside of the environment, reminding yourself of why you got started, getting back to what worked when you were at your highest level. It's crazy. Leaders tell me they don't want to drop good morning in the chats, but when you were 5 away from P6, you dropped good morning every day. Oh, T, I ain't got to post every day. But when you were 2 from P1, you posted every day. Oh, T, I don't really feel a need to drop profits. When you were 3 from P6, you drop profits every day. Why do we get away from what worked to get us where we are? Well, why do we dodge the work that works? I have people in the business who didn't say a single word. It was yes and okay on their run to their first rank. Now they hit it and they have opinions. Oh, I feel like, I thought. Drop a 2 if you realize that your back office tells a louder story than you ever could. Some of us need to just go look at it and listen. I promise we'll have much less to say. Mr. Hewitt, this is my last point. Flew through this. Recruit up. Can everybody drop the word up in the chat box? Because this is a real gem. When we talk about by any means, this changed the game for me. Recruiting up. Okay? Have you all ever felt like you were bringing nothing but the same types of people in your business? If you have to beg people to join, they're going to keep a beggar's mentality when they start. Well, you have to start recruiting up. Okay, this is your commitment to bringing into your organization what's best for your organization. Okay, you want to attract people who add value to your business. Drop a gem in the chat box if you understand. Everybody in your business doesn't have to learn everything from. There should be some people in your business who come in and teach you something, who come in and add some value, who come in and give some insight, who come in and can exchange the information with you. Hey, I'm noticing I have a thing for Greeks. Anybody Greek? Can you drop like a 9, a D9 or something? You got any Greeks in the chat box? Yes, no, maybe. It's okay. If you're not, it's cool. But if you are, shout out to you. Good Greeks around. I'm starting to notice that the top of every one of my legs is a D9 individual. I'm like, what are the odds? Why are these Greeks running the business so well? And I'm starting to realize there's something about them having previous leadership. There's something about them having that previous mental ability to overcome things. There's something about them knowing deference early. It just kind of makes it a little easier in this business. I just wish some of them would apply the deference here a little more. Call some of y'all DPs, bro. Anyways, if you're not Greek, it's okay. The point is that you have to reach out and start attracting higher for your organization. Okay, the individual who's in our direct alignment, who's a chairman 750, making $187,000 every single Friday is Greek. I'm like, you know what? I need to go back to these campuses and find me a Bryce. I need a Bryce, bro. I need 3 Bryces. I need some Bryces in my business. Drop a B if you need some Bryces in your business. You have to realize what it's going to take to attract people who bring value. I listened to Samaya this morning on morning motivation. She didn't learn how to do morning motivation when she got to this organization. She didn't get that from Fire. She brought it with her. What is it going to take for you to start attracting people that can bring value to your business? Write this down. If you want your org to be big and tall, you have to stop playing small. If you want your business to grow, you have to stop moving so slow. Okay? You cannot be upset that your business is only focused on cheese or money when you only attracted rats. It's just what it is. And I'm not saying Greeks are the only value you can have in your business. If you want an actor in your business, reach out to an actor. If you want an influencer in your business, DM the influencer. Hit people up. We have the solution, but at some point, we have to believe that this works. You ever ask yourself why you're afraid to tell people this works? Drop a 1 if you understand it takes 10,000 no's to hit chairman. 10,000. So every single time you get one, you get a little step closer to that mark. Okay, Mr. RJ Hewitt understood this clearly. If you've gotten results, and you're afraid to tell people about the results, the lack of confidence is in you, not the results. I'll say it again. If you've gotten results, you've seen this work, you've made money, you've withdrawn, and you're still afraid to tell somebody about it, your lack of confidence is not in the system. It's not in the results. It's in yourself. I hear people tell me all the time, oh, Tia, that girl already got money. She's not going to want to do this. Do we understand that rich people only want to get richer? Have you ever heard a rich person say, I don't want no more money? Oh, I'm good, John. That's it for me. What? Rich people want more money. Stop giving yourself cop-outs for reasons to remain where you are. What's the worst thing that can happen if somebody says no? We still get paid. We still make money every day. We still come in these chats with people who love us. We still drop ranks and they join with you 3 ranks later. I'm sorry. But we have to stop allowing the fear of exposure to keep us from the money we deserve. Drop BAM in the chat box if this is making some sense. Mr. Hewitt, the last thing I want to talk about is closing the rank. Do I have time to do that, or do you want me to go ahead and pass it to you? Good, okay. I respect his insight. The last thing we're talking about is closing the rank. I will screenshot this slide. This is the stew. Everything was stew, but this is like the applicable stew. Everything else was the mental and thinking stew. This is the how we get it done stew. The first thing you want to do when you're closing out the rank, you have to have the highest level of energy, okay? Everything you do has to be a big deal. Drop a 7 if you understand. People join people. So they're getting started based off of how excited you are about this. If you tell them, oh, yeah, it's cool, bro, I made a couple dollars, they're not going to want to do it. If you tell them, yo, I don't know about you, but this business has changed my life and it's changing my life every single day, you need to be a part of this, they're more likely to want to do what you're doing. Okay? Put an expiration. I'm still on number 1. Put an expiration on everything. Mr. Hewitt, everything. Every time we talk to people, oh, yeah, I do have a 185 special, but it's only for today. I don't know where it's going to be tomorrow. You may be back at that 325 mark, but if you plug in today, I can get you going for 185. Create the FOMO. Yeah, I just got off the phone with my mentor. He said, just for you, because you're so courageous and ready to get going, I can do this discount today only. Only for you, though. Don't go telling the whole world. I'm putting this in place for you. This is how you close it out. You have to have the mentality that anybody I'm talking to is going to get started. It's no wait. It has to happen now. Can we put now in the chat box? This makes some sense. Let's go to number 2. When you're closing the rank out, you want to give people no way to say no. This is really stupid. You want to give people an offer that they cannot say no to. Well, Tia, what does that mean? How do I give them an offer to say no to? When you want to close it out, the fortune is in the follow-up. The fortune is in the follow-up, okay? The hardest thing to do is start hitting up people who've never heard about what you do, talking about, hey, you want to start today? Start what? But when you follow up with people who you've hit up prior, you've planted the seeds with, you've told them continuously what you do, you've sent them profits daily, you send them good morning texts, you start low-key mentoring them before they start your business. When you hit them up with a, hey, bro, I know the money was a little tough for you, but I can take $10 off today. You ready to get going? Of course. Right away. Let's do it. You have to plant the seeds early. Y'all probably not going to believe this. I'm going to tell y'all a secret. I had a boy join on, what day was it, Sunday, RJ? Because I texted him at 5:55. I kid you not. I literally was sending out messages. I'm sending out everything. Hey, I got this for you this week. My mentor is giving $10 off. I can do this. I can do that. I said, bro, I know that you can do well with this. I know that things were tough, but I'm ready to get you started today. Give me a call. He called me. He said, Tia, this is for me. I had to do this. I said, I know. It's been for you. I'm over here. Yes, it is for you, my boy. He said, no, Tia, the ancestors told me I'm going to get a sign at 555. I said, for real? I said, is that like your special number? Like 555 is big for you? He said, Tia, I've been going through a lot. And every time I see something at 555, I know it's for me. Tia, you texted me today at 555. Y'all think I knew what time I was texting him? I'm texting everybody in my phone. But because of the follow-up, because of the consistency, he said, there's no other thing that I need to be doing right now. I'm going to spend my last to make this happen. Send me whatever's required. I'm ready to get started. I said, bet. Consider it done. The fortune is in the follow-up. You have to do whatever's required so people cannot tell you no. Whatever it takes. Hey, bro, I know it was a little difficult before. I can take off $10 off your startup and get you going today. I don't know if it'll be here next week or Friday, but I can do it today. Hey, bro, I know that you're looking to make some money right away. If you get started today, I'll give you a free live session at 11 on Mondays and midnight on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Does that work for you? Ooh, free? If it's free, it's for me. Everybody loves free. Oh, shoot, if it's free, it's for me. Hey, bro, I know you were worried about the monthly fee. When you get started, I'm actually going to help you go through a list. We're going to work through getting it waived today. You have to play to people's fears. Whatever they're afraid of, take it away from them. The one thing that worked with closing RJ more than anything else, hey, T, I really don't have the money. Okay, don't worry. How much do you have towards it? Maybe I can help you with the difference. How much can you invest towards your future right now? Oh, I mean, I only have 160. Bet! Consider it done. I'm going to front the difference. I'll make sure that you're good to go. I don't want you to miss this proximity for any longer. But at some point, we have to give people something they cannot say no to. The last point of closing out the rank is putting your back against the wall. And this is the one that gets serious. Drop a 3 if you understand. You have to put your back against the wall. Whether you're closing it for yourself, whether you're closing it for a mentee, whether you're closing it for somebody else, you have to put your back against the wall and tell yourself, I'm not going to stop until it's done. I'm not leaving this house until it's finished. I'm not going to be okay until it's complete. I'm not stopping anything that I'm doing until this flyer drops. I don't care. It has to happen. It has to work. And it has to be done today. I agree 100%. Is this making some sense? Let me make sure this is clear. Drop a 7 if this is making some sense. Because I'm going to tell you all how I put my back against the wall. How Mr. Hewitt put his back against the wall. I'm going to be honest. Okay? I was low-key being lazy. My lunch, I ain't gonna lie, my lunch was a little trash the past week and a half. RJ, I'm passing you at 10:30. 2 minutes. My lunch was kind of trash the past week and a half. It was like, I brought in probably one person in the past, the week before this. I was low-key being lazy with it. I was focused on things that weren't paying me. Y'all ever see people focus on things that's not paying them more than what's paying them? They be launching other stuff more than this. That's what, I wasn't focused. I was like, oh yeah, I could launch. I can launch. You know, I'm making money. It's cool. But when Mr. Hewitt told me he was close to P1, it was like a switch turned on. I don't know what it was. I don't know if P1T got reincarnated, but it was like the flip the switch came to life. I was like, you're what? Everything stopped. Drop a 3 if you're in my business right now and you've ever told me you were 10 or less away from the next rank and I didn't stop. I stopped everything I was doing to make sure that it happened. I literally paused everything. I'm like, you know what? Okay, all right. Top. It's time. People not in my back office, I love you. I just can't place with y'all, so love is real. But when you tell me you're near, it's like it's a different level of adrenaline. When RJ sent me his breakdown, I said, bet we going into bully mode. Drop a 7 if you understand. The org needed this. Trade House needed this. I had to tell myself, and some of us need to do this. If RJ doesn't pop this weekend, it's my fault. I told myself, if RJ doesn't hit P1 this weekend, it's on me. I messed up. I failed as a mentor. I let myself down. My sole job was to make sure that he got through the door. You have to tell yourself, if your team doesn't succeed, you let them down. And I hate letting people down. But that's the mode we have to put ourselves in when we put our back against the wall. It doesn't stop until the mission is complete. And I'll be honest with y'all, the work was hard. Drop a 5, you understand it wasn't easy. I'm texting RJ, he's sending me screenshots. I'm sending him screenshots. I'm like, yo, I'm DMing. Yo, I'm messaging. He keeps going, so I keep going. That's the togetherness. That was the by any means. I'm sitting in Magic City texting old friends. Hey, how's your finances? How's everything going? Just finished an Atlanta event. Would love to see you at this. In the middle of the club. I'm at brunch taking videos talking about, yo, look at this mimosa tower. This is how we spend our weekends. I really could see you here. Anything that had to happen. It was by any means. I'm at an IBO meetup with Spiller. They in the B&B talking sauce and how to grow the business. I'm outside pacing up and down the street on the phone. His wife texted me, hey, Tia, we inside talking, everything okay? I'm like, yeah, I got a P1 to close. She said, do what you got to do. Because it had to happen by any means necessary. There was no, if he doesn't hit it, maybe next week, maybe Monday. We set a goal of Sunday and said, it's going to happen Sunday. You have to put yourself in the mentality of, if it's meant to be, it's up to me. If it's meant to bust, it's up to us. And I truly cannot name a more deserving or capable leader of this level. Drop the island emojis in the chat box if you understand that Mr. Hewitt got this out the mud. It wasn't just oh yeah, it's gonna happen. Oh yeah, we'll see. He didn't talk about it. He took the time to be about it. He took the time to become the difference. He took the time to make sure that it happened no matter what. Okay? I'm tired of seeing unranked P150s and D-ranked P6s and invisible P1s giving me their opinions on what they believe is working and what's not, when I can see in the back office what is. But I realized that the Platinum 1000 who popped on Sunday and is qualified, let's be clear, qualified. Orange bar, don't play. Never talks back. Never gives a word about his thoughts or his opinion. Listens and applies every set of information. Whenever RJ asks me a question, I tell him something, it's okay, it's done. I'm on it, T. Consider it finished. Consider it complete. Let's do it. Implementing right now. And I realized that the people who position themselves in front of the most correct information, get out their own way mentally, inevitably see the most success. Simply because they're willing to listen to what works. That's the missing piece. That's the by any means. Willing to listen to what works. And Mr. Hewitt, one thing I'm noticing, and I don't know if you've noticed it as well, but people don't fail because they aim too high in this. We talked about higher, we talked about big goals. I know you're going to touch on it. But people fail because they aim extremely low and keep hitting it time and time again. You know, at the beginning of this year, we committed to attracting higher. We committed to being what was better for our business. We committed to upping it ourselves so that we can up it for others. And I can truly say that you've done just that. I'll be honest, RJ was looking at me on Zoom when the orange bar popped up. I almost shed a tear. Y'all should have seen my face. Because not only did he secure Platinum 1000, but can we drop some island emojis to let it know that he didn't do it just for him? He didn't do it just for his own satisfaction. He didn't do it just to make sure that he had the rank. He did it so people could believe it was possible. He did it so other people could know that it can be done. So I really want us to drop island emojis in the chat box, not just because it's the orange bar, but because he closed it out on a Monday. So that means on Friday, it's going to smack him in the face, on top of the double rush, on top of the promo, on top of what he deserves. He got tears in his eyes right now because he knows what he went through. He knows what he took. He knows what the overcome looked like. Can we flood this chat? Go crazy. Make some noise. Hype it up. Celebrate it like it's yours because it's not just a win for him. It's a win for every single one of us, for none other than the newest P1000 on the block. Orange bar, qualified, don't have to cap for the gram, but the realest in the game, Mr. RJ Hewitt! Flood it up, flood it up! I'm passing to you, RJ. I know you're going to give these folks exactly what they need. Bless the people, bless the masses, because in my mind, you've already done what's required. I love and appreciate you so much.
Oh my God, bro. Hey, bear with me, y'all. I had a lot to say, man. I think, first of all, before I say anything, man, I want to thank God for everything. Before I ask for anything, before I even say a word, I got to thank God, man. God is the author and finisher of all of this, man. This is not my doing. I'm just a vessel. And I pray that God continues to use me in the lives that I encounter each and every day. That's my prayer. You can ask my leaders, man. That's what I pray every single day over the business. Tia said something about being a youth pastor. I'm a preacher's kid, so bear with me. We are going to have church. I don't wish to offend anybody, but I have to give honor to the one that brought me through all of this. I've been in the business for about 3 years. Let me back up and introduce myself. My name is Ruben Micah Hewitt. It means behold a son that is like God. I go by RJ. I have been in the business for about 3 years now. I'm 23 years old. I'm now Platinum 1000 leader in this space, man. And you know, I was born and raised here in Richmond, Virginia. It's not the easiest place to live. Some people know it as the murder capital of the U.S. It has been for a while. But you know, I never let that stop me, right? I'm grateful enough to have both of my parents that, you know, have really taught me what it truly means to have a good work ethic. My parents worked a lot, you know, as a kid, and they really instilled in me the ability to keep going when things get tough. Right. I wasn't born and raised with a silver spoon, but you know, I was taught how to make one. And I'm grateful for that. Right. So today I'm gonna give you 3 gems. Well, it's really 4, right? I like to play with words, right? I study Tia, I study Jo, I study C John, I study Riyadh. We play with words and we use Bible verses, right? So I'm gonna give you the first acronym. The first acronym, in order to go P1, I had to make a decision. right? Somebody tell me that P150 is not a rank, but it is a what? P150 is a what? It is a responsibility. P150 is a decision. You have to make the decision. P150, you have to make the decision, right? You have to definitively exercise choosing infinite success instead of negativity. You have to erase the what ifs, the this person's not interested, that person's not interested. You're not God. You're not God. You can't make the decision for somebody else. You can only make the decision for yourself. So in order to make that first step, you have to make a decision. You have to definitively exercise choosing infinite success instead of negativity. All right. Now, the decision had to be made not only in my heart and in my mind, but I had to speak it, right? I had to write it down, right? I want to explain to you something a little that I learned, right, about faith. Faith is mentioned a lot in the Bible, right? I learned that. Okay, let me give you a little context, right? I joined the business in June of 2019. You know, I joined the Army, had some health things that happened in the meantime. I had to take breaks. I had to leave and come back. I came back March 23rd, 2021. I want you to realize that today is March 29th, 2022. I just celebrated 6 days ago, 1 year of being in the business. I hit Platinum 600 April 24th of 2021, right? I told myself, I made the decision at the beginning of this month, right before my birthday, that I would not be P6 for a year. I set the goal. I said March 31st, 2022, Platinum 1000 is mine. I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm a qualified Platinum 1000 leader with 12 to 15 personal customers and 3 to 4 Platinum 150s by March 31st, 2022. I hope you heard the J-O in that, right? We're going to get to it, right? But I had to make the decision that I wasn't going to be Platinum 600 for a year. Right? I want you to understand, right? This is my favorite Bible verse, Hebrews 11, verse 1. Hebrews chapter 11, verse 1. Now faith is the abundance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. Now faith is the abundance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. The word had to be the evidence that I did not see. Oh God, I'm gonna go to church. The word that I had written down, even though I didn't see it in the back office yet, even though I didn't see 30 people in my group chat, I had to write the evidence. I had to create the evidence for myself before it became real. Let me explain something about faith, right? Faith comes by hearing, and hearing by the word. This is Romans, the book of Romans, chapter 10, verse 17. Now faith comes by hearing, and hearing from the word of God. Okay? Faith, you have to hear your faith. First, you write it. It has to come from the heart, right? I'm gonna talk about the fact that out of the abundance of the heart, there has to be an overflow in your heart in order for your mouth to be able to speak it, right? We're going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about how faith is a physical emotion. It's something that starts inside of you and has to be birthed, right? We don't talk about the natural birth. It has to come from your mouth, right? We're going to talk about that. I'm going to do my best to be out of here in 15 minutes. So bear with me, y'all. Faith comes by hearing, and hearing comes by the word. You have to write it down. Then it has to be birthed in your heart. You have to grow that belief in your heart so that you can speak it, right? Faith comes by hearing, and hearing from the word, okay? The words are written down. You feel it in your heart, and you speak it, right? Matthew chapter 12, verse 34 says, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. Now, I don't know if let's take the word abundance, right? I'm gonna play with the words. I'm gonna make you think a little bit, right? Let's take the word abundance. What does the word abundance mean to you? And I'm gonna tell you what Oxford Dictionary says the word abundance means. All right. Overflow. I'm seeing overflow. That's the word that sticks out to me. Infinite supply. Oxford Dictionary states that abundance is a very large quantity of something. Right? Now, abundance does not have to be in the physical sense. Now, I will tell you that the abundance in the spiritual will manifest itself in abundance in the physical. I hope that didn't go over your head. Right? Out of the abundance of your heart, you have to have such a large amount of faith that it has to go. You have to have so much faith that it comes out somewhere. The faith has to come out of your mouth. Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. And what does it give you when the mouth speaks? What comes out of your mouth? Somebody give me the letters that form this thing, right? I'm doing my best to not give you the answer, but tell me what comes out of your mouth. Words. Book of John, chapter 1, verse 1 says, in the beginning was the word. In the beginning was the word. When there's so much abundance, let me break down abundance even more. I'm going to make you think. Let's break down the word abundance. The root word of abundance is abound. Somebody define abound for me. Somebody define the word abound for me. Now, abound, let me explain this to you. Abound can be broken into two. A bound, right? Now, to bound, how many of us ran track? Who's heard the term leaps and bounds? Somebody define the word bound. Now, it has two definitions. I don't want you to get caught up in the negative. To bound is defined by Oxford Dictionary as a leaping movement upward, or to walk or run with leaping strides. There has to be so much faith that it moves in leaping strides from your body. You have to exude it. It has to seep through your veins. You have to be obsessed with it. I don't know if y'all know who C.T. Fletcher is, but I've been listening to this one track off C.T. He's a big buff dude, bodybuilder. He always talking about MF this, MF that. I'm gonna keep with my, I'm gonna watch my language, right? But he has a track on his latest mixtape called F Average. You have to be obsessed. You have to be obsessed. I said, I'm not going to be average anymore. I told Tia, the first thing I said when I popped P1, I said, I'm not going to be the one that stands in the background. I'm not. Anyway, I'm going to keep up with my time, right? That was my first point. Now faith. Got to make the decision. And you have to, your faith, now faith, right? Let me double back to this. Hebrews 11:1 says now faith. It doesn't say faith is, it says now faith, right? Let me tell you something. My original goal for P1000 was March 31st, 2022. I had to activate in my spirit, in my heart, the now faith. Not the yesterday faith that got me to P6. And my body and my mind might not be ready for the tomorrow faith that's going to carry me to chairman. Right? You have to experience some things. Let me tell you about experience, right? Tia told you that I lost three of my mentors. Didn't say a word. I called, no answers, etc. I was in a slump. This is the next acronym. This is my third point. I was in a slump. SLUMP. Skepticism. Your skepticism about where your future lies is a catalyst for missed opportunities. My skepticism caused laziness. L, laziness. If you don't want to do something, do it twice. I can't tell you. I went to St. Louis on my last, when was this, March? Earlier this month? I went to St. Louis on my last. I said, man, I'm terrible at live launching. I'm not good at it. I don't like it. It makes me nervous. I ain't the most social person. I'm a homebody. I like to do my work. I like to be sitting on my computer. Right. High key. Split the waffle. I was on my last. Right. Shout out MU. Right. I had to do it twice. We went to a flea market, right? And I just went and talked to people. I did it twice. I was like, man, I really just want to do some shopping. I really just want to, buy me some things, talk, and I went and I talked to two different groups of people. I literally did it twice. And sometimes in your laziness, it creates a mentality of uncertainty. But in that place of uncertainty, you have to give 100%. Right? I hope you're following along with me because I'm doing my best to keep with time. Right? Slump. Right? I was skeptical. It put me in a place where I wanted to be lazy. I wanted to just mellow in it. Right? I was uncertain. I was told to give it 100%. A month before that, I was in Atlanta in January. I was in Atlanta for the fire retirement gala. And I had a little too much fun. Let's put it that way. I ain't gonna expose how much fun I had, but I had too much fun. And I didn't punch the clock. Right? But let me explain something to you, right? When you lose mentorship, sometimes you have to go find and attract the next. You have to attract the mentorship. Right? If you follow me on Instagram, maybe one day I'll talk about how you have to search, earn, attract, and maintain mentorship. You have to create a seam between where you were and where you're going with new mentorship. I'm gonna talk about the seam, SEAM. We'll talk about that, right? But that Platinum 5,000 leader, Mr. Jeremiah Wilkins, reminded me the next day when I didn't punch the clock that you got to punch the clock every single freaking day. It was days where I had to literally pull myself out the bed. Like I grabbed my shorts and pulled myself out the bed. It was times where I had to throw my head over the bed, man. If you know physics, you know wherever your head goes, wherever your head goes, your body goes. Oh man, I'm gonna tell you how much your mind plays with your body. Anyway, let me get back to my point, right? We talked about skepticism, we talked about laziness, we talked about uncertainty, right? Chairman 250 Nathan Samuel, he said he's been saying this a lot lately, and I've been studying his Instagram story. He says you have to watch and listen to who you follow. You have to watch and pay attention to who you're listening to. Right? I was in a place when I was searching for mentorship that I was misdirected. Misdirected. I was misdirected. I was listening to the wrong people. Now, I ain't the type of person to throw shade, right? But there was a time where people were leaving the business, educators, chairman, blah, blah, blah. And I ain't gonna lie, during this slump, I got distracted. I was doing my best to keep P6, losing it, getting it back, losing it, getting it back, losing it, getting it back. And I was looking for the next thing. Not knowing that the next thing was right in front of my freaking face the whole time. Stop listening to the wrong people. Follow one course until successful. Focus. It's easier said than done sometimes, but when you decide, when you make the decision to focus, it's done. It's done. The next decision you have to make is to get rid of your poor attitude. P, poor attitude. And we can talk about how poor is passing over opportunities repeatedly. Yeah, right? We can talk about that. But that's not the attitude I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the attitude that lacks financially. I'm talking about the attitude that lacks focus. It's pretty self-explanatory, so I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on that point, right? I want to give y'all some actionable steps, right? I wanted to talk about the 4 Gs and how to stay in mode, but I think I'm gonna go on IG Live tomorrow and talk about that, right? Today, I want to tell you about how I actually hit Platinum 1000, right? January 31st was a Monday. It was the last Monday in January. I was a Platinum 150 in the back office. That was 58 days ago. I was a Platinum 150. Okay. I ain't gonna tell you how much it hurt to miss that pay queue. Knowing that where the GV was and where my PRSV was, won't line it up. You know what I'm saying? Hey, look, it hurt. It hurt. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna give you the play on how to hit Platinum 1000 and how to duplicate that into your business, right? The first thing you have to do is you have to get a whiteboard. Get a whiteboard. for the love of God, get a whiteboard, please. Write your business out. If you can't get a whiteboard right now, if you don't have the ability to get a whiteboard right now, get you a sheet of paper, draw 15 circles on that piece of paper. And then on that piece of paper, inside of those circles, write one name of each of your direct customers. Right? Chairman 100. This is Chairman 100, Justin Owens, loaded bases training. Right? This is loaded bases. This is directly this. It's not plus RJ, Stu, nothing. This is Justin Owens. All right, like I said, I'm just a vessel. I ain't nobody crazy, right? I just study what works and I do it, right? 12 to 15 personal customers. That's what you need. All right. Justin Owens says you need to enroll 12 to 15 personal customers and then take 3 or 4 of them to Platinum 150. Drop a star emoji if you're a Platinum 150 on this call. Any star emoji. All right, so for my Platinum 150s, right? At this level, what would have really helped me where I am now, if I had started doing this back then, is really document what got you to Platinum 150. Not just all right, I followed the 4-step launch blueprint. I launched. I did the perfect invites. I got people on the webinars. I did my PS3s, right? But document your emotion. Document how you were getting results. Document where you were going, right? In order to create success for other people, you have to take them to where you were when you were getting that success, right? So the key to duplication is having something that will help you to give people the same success that you had, right? So that's what I would have done at Platinum 150, right? You take 3 or 4 of those people, Platinum 150. You know, I know some of y'all are green on here, like, you know, personality colors, right? I'm green. I'm doing my math. I'm like, I'm watching this training for the first time. I'm like, well, J.O., 12 to 15 personal customers. I take 3 P150. That's an extra, 6 people. 12 plus 6 is 18. That ain't, that's P6. That ain't P1. If you listen to Raising the Bar, just to stop questioning the play. He says, you can't show me a Platinum 1000 that's qualified that don't got 3 to 4 Platinum 150s and 12 personal customers. Right? Now, we working on the 3 to 4 Platinum 150s, right? I got 2 right now. Shout out my 2 P150s on the call. I know y'all both here. I seen y'all on the participants list, right? I got like 5 people that's 2 and free right now. Like 5. So I am going to be dropping more ranks this week. So just be prepared for that, right? But that's the blueprint, right? 12 to 15 personal customers, 3 to 4 Platinum 150s. When you hit P6, you really only need 3 Platinum 150s. What my journey looked like was 2 P150s and a couple 2 and frees. Then you have to mold, right? And tonight I'm doing a call on the 5 pillars, right? 11:30 p.m. Eastern time. So we're gonna talk about that. I'm not gonna spend any time on that, right? But that's really what the duplication is. The duplication is taking people to where you were when you had success events, right? And then really hitting them 5 pillars every day. That which you track grows. That which you track goes. That which you track grows. Okay. That's pretty much all I got for y'all, man. I told you I came to have church, man. I gave y'all a little sermon, man. Just think about the goodness of Jesus and all he's done for you. Remember to punch the clock every day. I really love y'all dearly. I really would not be here without fire, to be honest. And if we really be an honest trade house, I love y'all dearly. As you like to say, man, I see y'all in the corner at the top because the bottom is far too crowded for us all, but I never look down.
Hold on, RJ. Hold on.
Oh,
Can we drop some flames if y'all got some value from Mr. RJ Hewitt? He thought he was about to slide out here real smooth and not get his accolades crazy. Drop some flames from Mr. RJ Hewitt if you learned something, if you got some value, if you feel a little closer to the next level, if something told you on this call that if it happened for him, it can happen for you. If God did it for him, he'll do the same for you. If it was put in place for RJ Hewitt, it can be put in place for insert your name here. Mr. Hewitt, I thank you for what you've done. I thank you for showing people change, showing us what it looks like. Can we drop in all the chats? The change starts with me. The change starts with me. The change starts with me. Mr. Hewitt, you lit a fire. You started the flame, and it's never going to go out. We're going to make sure that every day we show up, we put in the work, and we continue to change the world. I love you. I appreciate you. The call went crazy. P2 your body the fast way. RJ Hewitt official on Instagram. Show him some love. Celebrate the way you want to be celebrated. And we'll see y'all at the top. Let's get it.
One man could change the world.